Matt Cantelon. I stepped into a board position for the Morden Area Foundation earlier last year. Previous to that, they had invited me on to join their granting committee. So that was kind of my introductory role into the whole nonprofit, volunteering, granting kind of world. I didn't really have any experience in that previously. Sue Nelson, actually, she was the chair of the board at the time. She had reached out and just asked if I was interested in doing something like that. And previously that year, I had kind of told myself that I wanted, so naturally I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't like talking on the phone with people. I don't really go out of my way to, go to big events or anything like that. But I told myself that was going to be kind of a self-improvement goal that I wanted to do. And then she happened to reach out to me shortly after that. So I really didn't have much of a choice to put myself out there. And it turned out to be great. I'm really, really happy that I kind of dipped my foot into that world, because it's been great, and had a really good time. So after a couple granting cycles, we do a granting period in the spring and we do one in the fall. That's kind of new. Previously there was just one, I believe, that we did in the fall. But since funds have grown a little bit, we decided to split it into two, just to cover a little bit more of the year and gives people a few more opportunities to apply and throw their applications in for granting.
That's great. So the Morden Area Foundation came onto your radar because of your regular job.
So Sue, I had actually she had spoken to me at a gathering that we were at. It was actually a birthday party, and she had just brought it up. Initially, it was just kind of they needed someone to step in. I kind of knew her; she knew me a little bit. When I moved into a board position, it felt really good, actually, because I was able to leverage a little bit of my technical background. I'm a computer technician right now, and so technology is kind of my thing. I like to tinker around and enjoy learning about it. So one of the first kind of contributions I was able to make was just digitizing a lot of, or making a pathway to digitize a lot of the board's paperwork and documents and archival matter, and getting them set up with things like Microsoft Teams, making messaging easier, and getting all proper email accounts and just making it a little more official. So that was kind of nice, because when you step into this world that you don't really have a ton of knowledge about, you kind of wonder what your role is going to be and what you're able to contribute. So I was fortunate that I had that kind of background, so I could feel like I was bringing something to the table. And
Well, I know one of the things from the piece that I helped write for that Morden Area Foundation, was it an AGM, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Ritchie had mentioned your name, in particular, looking forward to working with your technology background.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to being able to add my input there. And the other thing was, I think they had wanted a bit of a younger perspective, someone from that audience to throw some suggestions around and input and stuff, and definitely more than happy to do that. I know that I think sometimes getting people from a younger generation to do volunteer work and kind of put themselves out there can be a little bit difficult. I know a lot of it just comes from it being something they're not really familiar with. They might not have any kind of experience with that, or they don't really know how it works. I would definitely encourage anyone that feels that way to kind of just jump into it, ask around, see what opportunities are available, because 9 times out of 10, the people that you'd be working with are great people, and they'll kind of show you the ropes, and there's no pressure to know anything right away. You can take your time and kind of get into it, and it's an extremely rewarding experience. And
I know from downloading your bio, a lot of this was you decided to volunteer to give back in thanks for what the community has given you.
Yeah, I moved here in around 2006, I think. So I was around 10 years old. I remember I was going into grade 4, and so as long as my memory really goes back, it's been Morden basically, and I've spent my life here. I've grown up. I have a wife and a daughter now, and she's my daughter's like going through. She's at the age now. She's still in grade 3. She'll be going to grade 4 this coming year, but. That's the age that I started remembering, hanging out with friends and like biking around town and like kind of beginning to get out on my own and explore. So it kind of brings me back to when I was that age, and like it's encouraging, like what kind of things would I have enjoyed back then if they were like present around town, like what can, and in this role for granting especially, it's motivation and I can't think of the word right now, but it helps give me some ideas for like what can we do to improve things? What are some things that would benefit her and obviously the other children in the community, and there are really a lot of areas that can have something to offer for that age group especially, but even just looking around and seeing how things have changed in town, new programs that are available. I see little snippets for like arts related programs and stuff that pop up nowadays, and it's stuff that I don't really remember seeing quite as much when I was a kid, and thankfully, like now to my current position that I'm serving in, can see that there are organizations in the area that had a hand in making those programs possible, and it feels good to know that there are people out there that are encouraging those programs to exist, sort of.
Well, we're bantering here about you're a volunteer for Morden Area Foundation. A lot of people might not be familiar. What can you tell me a little bit about Morden Area Foundation?
Sure, I can give you the kind of simple version because I'm sure our chair would have more details and stuff, but basically we're an organization that mainly handle granting applications is a big part of the day-to-day, and so there are lots of organizations or people with really good ideas in the community that might just not have the funds to get those into reality. So we have our kind of guidelines, our areas, what we want to put money into, whether it's arts, sports and recreation, lots of cultural and heritage-related things, history, education, there's childcare, all sorts of different areas that we feel are important to the community and go a long way to benefit people in the area. And so we kind of cast our feelers out. We get applications from people with these ideas or with these needs that need to be filled. And we sit down, we look at these grants. Obviously, we would love to be able to give money to everybody and 100% fulfill these grant applications, but we only have so much, so we have to sit down, make some decisions, and some years are definitely tougher than others depending on how many applications we receive. But we try to do the best with what we've got and make sure that we're filling a diverse amount of needs. So we can make those grants happen and try to improve the community for everyone living in it.
Well, I understand this is your first year in as a volunteer.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that stands out so far, a particular favorite memory or something that's really been rewarding to this point?
Yeah. I think one thing that was really, really big for me was when you're not involved in a volunteer organization, you don't really see a lot of the needs that are around the community. You see the ones that might directly impact you, but I was pretty unaware of a lot of, there are a lot of people that have really good ideas. There's a lot of programs that, even if they're not programs that I myself might use, they would benefit lots of people. And if I wasn't involved in this committee or on this board, I would have no visibility into that. And so it really brought a lot of that stuff to light, and I thought that was kind of cool, something I wouldn't have really seen otherwise. And it's certainly given me a lot of respect for these people that come up with these ideas and these programs, and that they pour a lot of their own time, and a lot of them pour their own resources into making sure these programs happen. So that was just kind of learning that, and having that be revealed was really, really interesting for me. So that stood out for sure.
Wow, you're settling into your role as a new volunteer. What advice would you have for anybody that's sitting on the fence thinking, maybe I want to volunteer? What advice would you give them to
Sure,
get
absolutely, definitely. I mean, I would say just jump into it with 2 feet. It really is less painful than you might think it would be. It's been a really great experience. A lot of it, everyone expects you to kind of come in not knowing a lot. There's no real big expectation that you come in swinging and you are just an expert on everything. Like, it's very much a learning opportunity, and it's just extremely rewarding getting to feel like you're giving back. And nowadays especially, it's very easy to get stuck concentrating on the negative and the big picture stuff. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and it's easy to kind of get distracted and lose focus of what's happening now and here in your immediate area. So it's a really good way to kind of regain that focus back, and think more about what you can do in your immediate surroundings to improve things for the people that you see and work with every day, potentially.